The United Nations Human Rights Council might want to consider changing its name. You may ask why. And I'll tell you why. Look at who's sitting on the council now. Serial human rights abusers, countries with abysmal human rights records, countries that top the cruelty chart, China, Russia and Pakistan. If it weren't true, it would be funny. But these human rights abusers are now legit members of the UNHRC, the Human Rights Council, and the joke is on the United Nations and all of us. The UNHRC has 47 board members. The election was held for 15 seats. These seats are region-specific. Russia and Cuba ran uncontested. China, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia were in a five-way race. China and Pakistan won. Saudi Arabia surprisingly lost by 7 votes. And I insist on you looking at the numbers. Voting for the UNHRC were the 193 members of the United Nations General Assembly, 193. Do you know how many countries voted for Pakistan? 169. 169 countries believe Pakistan should have this seat. China got 139 votes, 139. Which are these countries? Do they not know what's happening in Pakistan? The forced conversions, the enforced disappearances, the brutality on minorities, the attack on freedom of expression, freedom of religion. What about those who voted for China? Are they blind to what's happening in Xinjiang? Or do they not consider the Uyghurs to be human? Or were the headlines from Hong Kong not loud enough? Or was exporting a deadly virus not an attack on human rights? On what basis did 139 countries vote for China? And who are these countries? The thing is, you and I may never know, because these votes were cast in secret ballot. And that takes away the accountability from the countries voting human rights abusers into this council, which is why tonight I have a question for all of you, and I want all of you to think about this. Shouldn't votes to critical world bodies be made transparent? For starters, it will remove the scope of back-channel talks, because countries like China are infamous for checkbook diplomacy. For all you know, they bought some of these votes, perhaps all of them. This abuse of muscle power cannot be stopped till votes become transparent. A transparent voting system will make the voting process more responsible. When China harvests kidneys of Uyghur Muslims, or when mass graves are discovered in Gilgit-Baltistan, or when Russia attacks another critic, and when the resolutions on these issues are muted by members of the United Nations Human Rights Council, you and I will be able to hold countries accountable for voting rogue nations into the Human Rights Council. In the long run, a transparent voting system will also make this institution stronger. It will restore people's faith in the Council. Here's something else that I want to tell you. The United States is not part of the UNHRC. It pulled out in 2018, citing injustice to Israel. After yesterday's vote, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo posted a tweet. It reads, and I'm quoting, "The election of China, Russia and Cuba to the UN Human Rights Council validates the US decision to withdraw from the Council in 2018. The election of Russia, China and Pakistan is being criticized the world over. Israel's permanent representative to the UN tweeted this video message. He says the UNHRC has nothing to do with protecting human rights. Instead, it's more interested in violating human rights." Listen to him.
Today's Human Rights Council elections prove once again that this council has nothing to do with protecting human rights and everything to do with violating them. Since 2006, the Council has adopted 90 resolutions condemning Israel, more than all the resolutions against Syria, North Korea and Iran combined. This obsessive focus with Israel, along with its protection of oppressive dictatorial regimes, shows that the Human Rights Council is in the business of whitewashing the crimes of these countries. I call on all democracies that are still members of the Council to resign immediately from this shameful and anti-Semitic body.
The UNHRC is in the business of whitewashing crimes. This is a very strong allegation, and it is true. We gave you examples yesterday. You can catch the episode online in case you missed it. My point is very simple. The UNHRC cannot do justice to its role till its membership to the Council is vetted, till it's made more credible. Think about it. Who will punish China for Xinjiang now that China is part of this Council? And Russia? Should it not be held accountable for its never-ending nerve agent attacks? Who will quiz Pakistan on its minorities? The terror state already has a full-fledged roadmap for abusing its seat at the Council. It plans to mislead the world on Kashmir yet again. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has spoken about it right after Pakistan's election to the UNHRC. The Human Rights Council does not have a great track record, far from it. Making the voting system transparent will give the Council a chance to work on its goodwill. It gives the UNHRC the chance to discuss pressing issues. It gives the world body the opportunity to do its job, which is to promote and protect human rights around the globe. Promote and protect human rights abusers is what it's doing right now. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. The World is One.